How's it going, basketball fans? Here again at San Marcos High School. I'm here with Rachel Roberts, second leading scorer for San Marcos. I had 16 points. What was working for you?
We did good on Nova, our zone offense, and so we worked really hard on that. We've been practicing that all week because we knew that they were going to play a zone, and so I think that we perfected that tonight, and that's what made us win.
You guys had a lot of clutch shots down the stretch where, you know, Cathedral would come back and knock on the door, but you guys were always there to make a clutch three or get points back and just kind of, you know, keep them at bay. How are you so successful in weathering the storm like that?
I think over the years we've just developed this mentality, like they shoot in our face, we're going to shoot in theirs, and we hit back whenever they hit back. So I think it's the mentality that we've grown over the past 4 years.
It's very hard to beat a team multiple times this season. You just beat Cathedral 3 times. How are you guys so successful against them this year?
We're successful because we have great coaching. We practice super hard. We practice like our games, and so I think we watched a bunch of film on them, so we knew what they were gonna be and what we were expecting, and so I think we came out and executed our game plan, and yeah.
You guys lost early in the Open Division playoffs. A little disappointing, but you guys are still alive today, where not a lot of teams in San Diego can say that. How did that loss prepare you and get you to where you guys at right now in the state playoffs?
It just got us mentally stronger. It made us realize that how much we want this. Like, we want to win, and one of our goals was either to win CIF or to go far or win state. And I think that we're trying to accomplish this goal now.
How does it feel knowing that not only representing San Marcos, but you're representing San Diego as a whole, and you know, kind of putting your city on your back, getting ready for the, you know, potential state final game, you know, after a semi game?
It's a great honor. I've lived here all my life, and it's an honor to wear this jersey. I'm super excited.
So next level, you just committed to Snow up in Utah. It's a junior college, and not people give junior college, they're kind of under the radar. I think it's a great decision. I went to junior college myself for a little bit. What made you go the junior college route?
I just knew that it was the best fit for me. I could have gone to other 4-year colleges, but I thought the 2-year college was the best fit for me. I love the coaching up there. It was just the environment that I wanted to be in, and that's what I really wanted to find, was that environment.
Thank you again. Good luck the rest of the way. Good luck at Snow. And for more information on San Marcos, Haseen caught up with their head coach, Roger DiCarlo.
How you guys doing? Haseen Williams here at San Marcos. After a huge regional semifinal game, the Knights of San Marcos knocked off Cathedral. What was the final score, Coach? Drawing a blank. Double digits. Third time you guys played. Talk about the challenges playing a team 3 times presents.
I felt like they kind of knew us already. They knew the pressure was coming, so I didn't think I think they came out with a different energy they did the last 2 times we played them. Stifler played the game of her life. She played amazing. Got to give her all the credit in the world. Harris is a stud, but I thought our pressure at times was too much for them at the guard spot, and I'm just proud of my group. I mean, great game for us.
Well, you mentioned your guard play. They're really big, but I still feel like you guys had no problem attacking the paint. Was that an emphasis that you guys, even though they're the bigger team, you were going to still attack the paint?
We were hoping, you know, we kind of know the last 2 rounds of state, they've been calling it real tight. So we figured we could, you know, attack the Harris kid and attack the Stifler kid and get him some foul trouble. You know, Cloutier attacks the basket hard, Valenzuela attacks the basket hard, and we felt like, you know, if we attack them and the referees keep calling the stuff they've been calling, then we have a good chance of getting some free throws, some easy baskets, and obviously Harris fouled out, and she's one of their best players, obviously.
So me and you talked about it. Other than maybe La Jolla Country Day, no other team gets as much out of their 5 core players as much as you guys do. A different player every night. Dee had 17, Rachel had, I think, 15. But then, you know, your juniors, your freshmen, they all play well. Talk about how, as a coach, how good it is to know that you're going to get some contribution from anybody on a given night.
You know, we talk about all the time, we're trusting the system and what we do. Like, we're not going to have a 30-point scorer. We're not going to have a 40-point scorer. We always look for the extra pass. We look for the right person. And I think that's what we do. That's why we're where we're at right now. We're offensively, we can just be creative. We attack, we kick it. I feel like we play the basketball the right way, and we play it fast. And we feel like we can attack anybody off the dribble. And then if that's not there, we kick it to shooters. And then we're a very unselfish group of girls.
Your team played with a lot of poise. They made a couple runs late, but it seemed like every time they would cut the lead to maybe 6, big 3 by Rachel, big 3 by Dee. Big three by Ashley. Talk about how the poise played a factor for you guys tonight.
I think if you've seen us play the last 3 games, Didi and Rachel don't want that to be their last game. They want to keep playing. And seniors, as good as they are, first team All-CIF, second team All-CIF, second team All-San Diego Hoops report. I mean, they're getting the accolades they deserve, and you're seeing it on the court how well they're playing now. And then obviously the juniors are studs. I mean, Cloutier, Bernales. I mean, one of the kids that's unsung is Izzy Flores, a sophomore who just knocks down shots, and guards the best player every game. And she's been amazing. Those first 5 are studs, and off the bench you're bringing De Leon, who just brings just a different energy that you don't see in San Diego. So our bench has done a great job. We just play well together, and I think we're starting to click offensively. We've always been a good defensive team, but offensive we're starting to really click, and that's why we're in this position we're at right now.
So last question, you guys have had a really good season. On the downside, you got losses to some of the top tier competitions. 3 losses to Mission Hills. You lost to Country Day. But right now, you guys are one of 2 teams standing left in the county. Regional final. Talk about how you feel right now.
God, we finally got the respect we deserved. We don't have a banner to put up. We don't have a league championship banner, but we've played as tough a schedule as anybody. You look at the end of the season, you lost to Mission Hills 3 times, you lost to Country Day, you played Windward at Windward. Like, we didn't play any cupcakes, and there's no cupcakes on our schedule. And I think that's why we're in the position we're at. We're not scared. That poise you talked about in the last question is because we played Windward at Windward. We played Mission Hills, the best team, one of the best teams in the county, to the 1-point, 2-point game. So we feel like we can play with anybody in the state, and obviously we've done that so far. Now we have a tough matchup against Redondo, and there's no disrespect to them because they're in the same spot for a reason. So we're excited just to be here, for the respect that we've earned tonight, and that's what I'm most proud of for my girls.
Well, congratulations on a great win. We wish you all the luck Saturday night. Go get it done.
I appreciate that, Haseen.
Well, Haseen, we finally made it up to San Marcos. I promised Coach DeCarlo we'd be up here. I promised him week 1 when we were at LCC and Scripps Ranch. I met him on Twitter. He DM'd me something. I said, well, got to go up see Coach DeCarlo. Took us our last podcast, but we're finally here. State championship game. Not championship, state playoff game, quarterfinals, Cathedral Catholic, San Marcos. San Marcos won pretty big on the scoreboard, but it was kind of closer than the scoreboard showed.
I think it was in terms of Cathedral was in it for a lot of the game. Every time they would get close, though, San Marcos would hit a back-breaking 3, get a tough steal. Just those plays that when you're really trying to, get over that hump, they do something that just really leaves you dejected. And I felt like with the little bit of youth that they have at Cathedral and, the veteran group that Roger has here, that was the difference of them not being able to make that final push to crack the lead.
It was one of those games where San Marcos was in control the entire time, but, Cathedral put up more of a fight than what the final showed. And credit Mozzie Harris and Kylie Stifler. I'm pretty sure it's Kylie. It could be Kaylee. I think it's Kylie. We always screw it up, but I'm pretty sure it's Kylie. We messed it up when we covered them at Bowie. But anyway, she had 27 points.
Monster game.
They gave up 27 points to Kylie Stifler, and they were still able to win by almost 20.
Yeah, the foul trouble for Mozzie Harris a little early in the game hurt them, but it was more about what San Marcos was able to do. Like I said, timely baskets really, really kill you. Just when you think you're making that run, Rachel Roberts hit a couple big threes that were timely. Didi Valenzuela hit a couple back-breaking threes. Ashley Bernales hit a back-breaking 3. So, and like I said, despite what the scoreboard was, if you watch the game, San Marcos never really looked like they were worried about losing the game. Not in a disrespectful way, but they just really looked like the supremely confident team.
Yeah, because there's so many situations Cathedral would get a turnover and then just turn it right back over. A lot of, young mistakes that this team is going to shore up over the offseason. They're going to shore up next year, and they're going to be a team to be reckoned with because you called it. I can see that. So Cathedral's got a bright future. San Marcos is still playing, though. Yep. They also got a bright future because they can go win this thing. Yep. Tough game against Redondo next week, but how do you think their outcome is going to be?
Well, I give them a chance because of what Coach DeCarlo talked about, the schedule they played. So they played Mission Hills 3 times. They played La Jolla Country Day. They played La Costa Canyon. They beat Santa Fe Christian twice. They traveled up north to play Windward. So that's kind of what you saw tonight with the atmosphere, the environment, the pressure of a big game. That didn't faze them. So I don't think if they lose, if they're not able to get it done, it won't be because of lack of poise or the moment's too big for them. They are a good team. They have about as good a starting 5 as we have in the county. He gets production from all 5 players and the bench. So I definitely give him a chance. I know Redondo won big tonight and in the 1 seed. But the way this team is peaking at the right time, anything can happen.
We got 2 teams left. spoiler, I was going to ask you what happened in the state playoffs. So there's 2 teams left. It's Mater Dei and San Marcos. But, you know, what happened to all other teams for people that you maybe haven't been paying attention this far into the season?
The thing is the seeding is such a crapshoot. You're really subject to how you get seeded, whether it's, you know, the division you get placed in and then the seed number you get. So Mission Hills was the 1 seed, or I think they were the 3 seed, 4 seed maybe in Division 1. They played a Sierra Canyon team that easily could have been open, so that was a tough draw for them. La Costa had a 12 seed. So you look at the teams that had the better seedings are the ones that, I mean, other than this Cathedral team that was a 15 seed, but we represented well. Eastlake won a couple of games. I know
Bonita was going well until they ran into one of our own teams. Same thing with Cathedral and San Marcos. You know,
team 4 times is tough. So I think, you know, based off of the last couple of years, especially a couple of years ago where we didn't win a state game, we are definitely trending upwards. You know, still 2 teams playing for a chance to get to Sacramento. So it's a good time. It's a lot of good things going in San Diego girls basketball.
And like I was kind of saying is, you know, we knocked ourselves out twice.
Exactly.
You know, there was only going to be one San Diego team left standing after today, and then there was only going to be one team last week with Mater Dei and Bonita Vista. So San Diego definitely on the rise. A great job by all the San Diego teams this year. And like you're saying, the seeding's weird. Like when you're okay right now going into this game, there's 3 teams left. Did you think those were going to be the 3 teams left standing? If I told you there's 3 teams left, give me the 3 teams. Who did you think it was going to be?
Honestly, I didn't. I would not have said Cathedral, especially with the 15 seed. You talk about an uphill battle. I thought Bonita had a good draw. I really thought Eastlake had a good draw, being the 2 seed. I think they were in Division 4. So, and even though you may have a good seed, the team you play could be underseeded. So you really don't know when you get in the state playoffs how it's going to play off. The seedings play such a big role in how teams advance. So I'm just as shocked. I'm happy for the 2 teams that are still alive. 2 great programs. You know, some of the best kids we have representing the city and the county. So it's going to be good. Hopefully, the good thing about when the season's over and we get into state playoffs, I could become a fan and I could just, you know, outright cheer for teams. So I'm cheering for the 2 teams we got left.
We're a fan of every San Diego team that's left. Let's talk real quick before we go. It's our final podcast again. Mater Dei is still alive. They knocked off Bonita Vista. Talk to us how they're able to win for the 4th time. It took them 4 times to win. They got it done. How were they able to do so?
Well, they did. There wasn't a defensive adjustment. Honestly, I can't even remember the young lady's name, but it was a number 14 from Mater Dei, real scrappy player. Basically, her job was to go out there and agitate Charlotte Latone, and she did a great job of that. And then you get that with the production that they always get, 27 points for Chloe Webb, 25 points, I think, for Marissa Sanchez. So it is so hard to beat a team 4 times. You just beat them in the CIF championship. So talk about, you know, the cliche is a letdown. I mean, you're going to have a bit of a letdown, but, you know, no disrespect, because I was there. Mater Dei played a great game. They got, like I said, they got production from top to bottom. It's not like Bonita Vista didn't play well. Just Mater Dei was better on that night.
And it's a league rival. So you could imagine, you know, Saints and Cathedral playing for the 4th time, or like Oceanside, El Camino, or I can name thousands of different rivalries in San Diego. Yep. It's truly unbelievable. Well, you know, this Mater Dei team, you know, we're kind of down on them early, and we're saying how, you know, kind of it's not that great of a season for them to come in with expectations. Are they a team, you know, kind of like a Kentucky in men's basketball? It's like, you know, maybe it just took them a little bit to get to winning, and they're just peaking late.
Exactly, and that's why we were down on them, because we knew how talented they were. They got arguably the best player in the county in Chloe Webb, definitely the most physically gifted player we have. So when the ball is tipped and you have the best player on the floor, you always got a shot. She's Batman. Marissa Sanchez is Robin. So when we were down on them early, it's because we saw this in them, and now they're peaking at the right time. So the Kentucky comparison is perfect. They're growing up late in March, and that's when you want to be growing up.
Better chance of winning state, Mater Dei, San Marcos?
Redondo's tough. I would say Redondo's probably. San Marcos just has a tougher draw because, you know, going to them. I think the San Marcos game. The Mater Dei game will be a neutral site, somewhere in LA, but it'll be a neutral site, so they won't be in as hostile environment. So, that being said, I'd probably give them a slight edge to get it done. But I do think both teams really do have a shot at getting it done.
That, you know, in fact, in Mater Dei is an open level team in D3. Not knocking what they're doing, because it's still a hell of an accomplishment. But, you know, that kind of plays into the factor. but I know the inner San Diego fan of yours and mine are probably going to pick both of them to make it all the way. Of course, we'll be rooting for them. Great job to all the girls this year. So many different players that we can give shout outs to. So many great teams. It was just such a successful season all around in San Diego girls high school basketball. And get this, almost all of them are coming back because every game we'd show up. Haseen would be freshman, freshman.
Yeah.
So not just the freshman class, they're sophomores. That Cathedral team's loaded with young talent. Poway's got young talent. Scripps Ranch has a bunch of young talent.
Young talent. Yeah.
Everybody's coming back. It's going to be great basketball for the next couple of years. Haseen, any final words? Last podcast.
It's been a blast. Glad we finally made it to San Marcos. We didn't get to hit every gym, but we definitely tried. So it was just an outstanding opportunity to be here with you and to interact with the fans, both in the gym and online on Twitter. I love the back and forth. So keep it coming. And again, I'm glad we were able to, the two of us were able to bring a little bit more light to the girls of San Diego.
We're excited for next season. I'm moving on to spring season, but Haseen's going to have all your coverage for all the club level. All the girls are going to be playing club all summer. They're going to be going at it, getting ready for next season. Haseen, be sure to follow him on Twitter at H22? HAS, Haas22, or San Diego County Hoops Report.
Yep.
You can also follow that. If you're really into the girls basketball and you want to see more, you can't get enough, Haseen's your man as I move on to cover other sports of the spectrum like softball and baseball and everything San Diego high school sports. So for one last time, Haseen Williams, I'm Braden Soprenet. We'll see you guys next season.